Hello guys, today we are going to see the leetcode question. Find eventual safe states. There is a directed graph of n nodes with each node labeled from 0 to n minus 1. The graph is represented by a 0 index 2D integer array graph where graph I is an array of nodes adjacent to nodes I, and meaning that there is an edge from node I to each of the elements in graph I. A node is terminal node if there is no outgoing edges, and a node is safe if every possible path starting from that node leads to a terminal node. A node is said to be terminal if suppose 6 there is no element that is um, connected with 6, so it is a terminal node, and 5 is also a terminal node because uh, if every possible path starting from that node leads to a terminal node. So 2 is a terminal node because every of the path that is starting from 2 ends to a terminal node, that is so it is a terminal node because if we start from 2 we reach 5, and 5 is a terminal node, so 2 is one of the answer. So we have to check, and we have to make the adjacency list first. That is, if we have to iterate through the whole graph, and for each of the element of the graph it is a vector of vector in type, so there will be two elements, a and b, and then c d. In the whole vector there would be many of the elements, and for I equal to 0, I equal to 1, so this I equal to 0 node, there is a edge from 0 to a and 0 to b. So we, for making the adjacency list, if we try to make a adjacency list for a, so a is connected with 0, so we have to iterate through the graph, and for each element of the graph we have to make that, suppose adjacent n is the adjacency array in which we are going to store the adjacency list. So adjacency list, we have to iterate through the graph. Suppose it is the iterator, we have to push back I, that is for which we want to connect. So b we should connect with 0, and we have to check if any of the degree is 0, that is the terminal node, and we have to take a vector answer in which we have to sort it and finally return it. Let us see the code of the question. Here is the code of the question. First we have taken a int n graph dot size and a adjacent array or a vector of or a array of vectors, and for each of the index I equal to 0 we would be storing, so which we would be traversing the whole graph, and we would be making the adjacency list for all the elements which is stored in the graph. And after traversing we have to make first we have to also take an in degree which would be of size n and would be initialized with 0, and we have to traverse and we have to create this adjacency list. And while creating that adjacency list for I equal to for different values of I from 0 to n, we have to make increase the in degree, because we want to make a directed graph from all the elements of the graph or the graph elements to that I, that is the I equal to 0 to n. Then we have to take a queue of integer type, and we have to check if any of the degree of any of the from I equal to 0 to n is 0. That means it is our terminal node, as in the previous example the 6 was present which did not have any degree. So and we have to push that element into the queue, and we have to take an answer vector, and we have to check till the queue becomes empty. Each time the front variable is taken and it is popped from the queue, and we have to push the first element that was present in the queue, and we have to, for that front element, we have to traverse all the adjacency list. We have to check its adjacency list, and we have to traverse all the elements for it adjacent fr. That means for the that element we have to check, and we have to decrease for all the elements of the fr, as we are removing it from the queue, so we have to decrease the in degree for that element, and we have, if it becomes 0, then we have to push it again into the queue. And finally we have to gradually push the fr into the answers. Again that element that would be popped out from the, or would be pushed into the queue, would again be popped out and would be put into the answer, which would satisfy the in degree condition it equal to 0. Then finally we have to sort the answer and we have to return it. Thank you.